Greetings from Lotus Blossom Clinic. I want to welcome everyone to Weekday Wellness. My name is Wynn, and today we're going to be talking about acupuncture. We're going to discuss the top 5 questions that we get about acupuncture treatments. So just a disclaimer, Lotus Blossom Clinic is a traditional Chinese medicine clinic that offers a myriad of alternative and holistic modalities. But our most popular one so far is massage and acupuncture. So we just want to address the top 5 questions we get from patients. So the first one is, does acupuncture hurt? Now, I know when people think of acupuncture, they usually think needles, and needles are painful, right? Well, when you think about needles, I bet you think about the needles that you see when you get a vaccination or when you give blood or something like that. So that's not the same kind of needles. Acupuncture needles are very thin. They're actually the size of a human hair. So you're not getting stabbed by a bunch of syringes. That's not it at all. Acupuncture is not a painful process. In fact, most people find acupuncture very relaxing, and it is not some sort of pain-inducing medieval torture. I can promise you that I have had acupuncture personally, and I have never felt any pain. The needles are very tiny, like I said, and they go in very superficially. So they barely go into your skin. They don't usually cause any blood or anything like that. So acupuncture is not a painful treatment. So when you think about acupuncture needles, just make sure that you know that these are not the big syringes that you get injections with. They are these tiny little needles that make you relax, and so acupuncture is not painful. And so the second question we usually get is, how does acupuncture work? It sounds like a crazy treatment. You get pins, you feel better. How does that work? So the first thing that acupuncturists do is when you go in for a treatment, they'll of course get medical history, talk to you about what's going on, what you need, and then they're going to actually feel your pulse. And they can do this in 4 different locations. So the acupuncturist is going to come in. You're either going to lie down or sit down on an exam table. He's going to put his fingers usually on your wrist or one of the other 4 locations and just feel. And what he or she is feeling for is how your pulse is, what it feels like, is it thready, and things like that. And they're going to be able to evaluate which acupuncture points that you need. So they'll take that information with the information that you told them and the patient intake, and then they will decide where to put the needles. So whenever they do their evaluation, like I said, they'll feel your pulse. They can also look at your tongue. They'll look at your skin. There's a whole traditional Chinese medicine evaluation that they do. It doesn't take long, but it's really helpful so that they know where to put these needles. So then they will place the acupuncture needles along specific meridians in the body. Now, if you've not been in traditional Chinese medicine, meridian is a foreign word. I know it was for me when I first got into this. But so let's explain what meridians are. So in Chinese medicine, meridians are channels of qi, which is loosely translated to life energy. So these meridians are able to connect the body on a physical, emotional, and a spiritual level. So these acupuncture points stimulate this qi. And like I said, each one of these meridians goes with a certain body system, certain symptoms, certain issues. And so the acupuncturist will place these needles along these meridians to help you with the certain symptoms that you're having. And that sounds really wild to someone who's been trained or, with Western medicine. So let's explain it in a Western medicine way. So Western medicine typically views the body as like a machine. This part works with this part, and it's basically very, automated, and your heart beats and your blood and this kind of thing. So let's picture acupuncture as kind of a tune-up. So these needles stimulate the central nervous system to promote the body's natural healing ability. So when these needles are placed, it tells your body to do different things. And the body uses hormones and chemicals as signals to tell it what to do. So for example, some acupuncture points will help your body release endorphins, which are natural painkillers, natural calming, and your body does this itself. so let's just picture in a Western way that acupuncture is kind of a tune-up for the body. There's obviously much more than that in traditional Chinese medicine. TCM views the person as a trifecta. So it's body, mind, and spirit. And acupuncture works on all three factors. Now, that's typically not recognized in Western medicine only because they can't quantify it, but we all know that some things you can't quantify. But that being said, there have been hundreds of studies at top research hospitals like NIH and Johns Hopkins that show the efficacy of acupuncture for multiple different conditions. So if you're curious, you can go on PubMed, just type in acupuncture, and you'll find thousands of studies that have been done proving that acupuncture is very efficient for treating different conditions. So that being said, what are the benefits? So a lot of people call and they'll ask, what are the benefits of acupuncture? Why should I do it? So acupuncture is highly beneficial in multiple areas. First of all, in mental health. And I've seen this personally. Acupuncture is really beneficial in treating anxiety. Like we said, it tells your body to release these hormones, and it can actually balance neurotransmitters and things like that because your body is getting the signals to do it naturally. So when your body releases these endorphins and things like that, it tells your body, I am calm, I am safe, I am in a good space. I don't need to be in fight or flight. I don't need to worry. I don't need to be hyper aware. So acupuncture has really been helpful for me personally, just with the mental health aspect. And other mental health benefits are it really can help increase your mental clarity, help your focus. It can help you be more effective at work or be more attentive with kids, whatever. It really helps kind of lift the fog that we kind of get into, as adults, because we've got so much going on in our brains in 6 different places. It kind of helps us center. And like we said, it's kind of that tune-up. And in Western medicine, it's, okay, chemicals. But in Eastern medicine, we know that the mind, the body, and the spirit must be in alignment for things to come into balance. So it's really good for mental health. It's also been really beneficial for me personally and others for energy. When I initially get my acupuncture treatment, I'm very calm and I'm very, and then the next day I find that I have more energy. I'm able to do a little more things. I can work out, I can go to the grocery store, I can work on my job. And it's very beneficial for energy because the body is able to restore itself and be as vital as possible. So those are some great mental benefits of acupuncture. And then also with the physical benefits for internal medicine, acupuncture can actually help you boost your immune system. So like we said, with the Western medicine model, if you view the body as moving parts, the immune system is a big part of having a healthy body. And so acupuncture helps your body, help it just boost those immune factors and can prevent illnesses. Of course, you need to continue to do your hygiene and things like that, but acupuncture can be that little boost that kind of helps you prepare for cold season and flu season and things like that. So I've personally seen benefit with that one too. It's also very beneficial for stress reduction and muscle tension. So I know a lot of us adults, we're on the computer all day and we're hunched up like this, and we're running back and forth, running errands and with our jobs and our kids and things like that. So acupuncture is really good for just kind of calming those nerves and getting those muscles to kind of calm down. For me personally, I am on the computer a lot, and so my acupuncturist, Dr. David, will do points here and here and on the back of my neck, and it just helps my body release that tension that I get from my shoulders from being like this on a computer all day. So it's very beneficial for muscle tension and stress. Also, relief from migraines and headaches. Another thing that I've seen, and I'm not just being a commercial here, this is things that I have been amazed at. I have been on every treatment for migraines you can think of, and acupuncture has been one of the only things that not only treats them acutely, but has helped prevent them. So my acupuncturist, Dr. David, will put needles where I usually get migraines, which is right over this eye. And then I do have occipital nerve headache, so he'll do needles here, which is actually on the gallbladder meridian, which is interesting because I had my gallbladder out at 18. So Chinese medicine kind of puts everything together in a way that Western medicine has yet to do. But anyway, so it's really beneficial for headache prevention and treatment. So that's something really amazing. And then also it can help with pregnancy and labor induction. Now, of course, you need a referral from your OBGYN and things like that, your midwife, to make sure that it is safe and effective for your specific pregnancy. But acupuncture is even used to help turn breech babies. So it's amazing how much this ancient healing modality is so applicable in so many parts of life. Again, so that's just a couple things of the benefits. But let's talk about specific problems that acupuncture treats. I know that chronic illness is unfortunately a big part of the society, and a lot of people have these chronic conditions that are considered uncurable. Well, uncurable and reducing symptoms, I don't know. There could be a marriage of those two things. If you reduce the symptoms, then you might not even realize that you have that disease. Actually, that's kind of what happened with me. I was diagnosed with Addison's disease at age 23, and I've really struggled with quality of life and those things. And in my year of acupuncture, I've been able to really come out of that fog of chronic illness. So, like we said, acupuncture is great for chronic pain conditions such as arthritis and fibromyalgia. So chronic conditions can be very difficult to treat in Western medicine, obviously because of the model of machine. Well, you have working parts, we don't know why it's not working, and I think it's sometimes a Band-Aid approach. Oh, we'll just put pain medicine on it and, hope it goes away, make it livable. Well, acupuncture goes a step further and is actually helping the body to heal itself. And so you might not need those medications later on. Now, obviously, check with your doctor. Don't just come off of something and, expect miracles. But I have personally seen that acupuncture is really beneficial with chronic health conditions. Also athletic injuries. A lot of people come in that have been in these, soccer tournaments or, whatever, basketball, track, anything like that, even, young teenagers. And they find that they have better recovery from a sports injury because they have done acupuncture. And then as well, stroke recovery. There are a lot of things that come into your life after you have a stroke. Some people might have loss of fine motor skills, loss of gross motor skills. They might have paralysis on one side or the other. And acupuncture can be really beneficial to recovery of these serious events. Strokes can be absolutely debilitating, but the good news is there are many patients that have come through Lotus Blossom Clinic and found a lot of relief and were able to get back to their baseline prior to their stroke. So that's a lot of hope for anyone who's had a debilitating stroke or any other chronic health condition. And then also, one of the most amazing things about acupuncture is it can actually be used for infertility. And again, the acupuncture treatments have to be tailored to that specific patient. So if you are pregnant, you need to let your acupuncturist know, no matter how far along that you are, obviously. But if you're trying to conceive, acupuncture can really benefit that. In fact, in many IVF clinics, in vitro clinics, they do recommend that women have acupuncture for 3 months prior to starting their IVF treatments. And there's much research that there have been successful pregnancies and then live births because acupuncture was added to that IVF therapy. So if you're struggling with infertility, about to start fertility treatments, we definitely highly recommend that you try acupuncture. So, and the last question is acupuncture safe for everyone? So just a disclaimer, our acupuncturist is trained, licensed, actually in 2 states and has done this for 40 years. So if you come in and they do a patient assessment, they are going to tell you whether they think it will be beneficial or not. This clinic is not all about just get a patient, take the money. If they don't think that acupuncture will help you, they will refer you to one of the many services that we have at Lotus Blossom Clinic. But as I've talked about in this video, there are so many things that acupuncture can treat. So initially, if these are the people that need to approach acupuncture with caution. Obviously, if you have some sort of bleeding disorder such as hemophilia, you need to make your acupuncturist aware, and also bring your clotting factor medications and things like that with you to the appointment. The acupuncture needles, like I mentioned, are very superficial and tiny, and they don't go very far into the skin. They're very, very superficial. And so if you have hemophilia, it doesn't mean it's an automatic no. It just means that you need to be cautious and let your acupuncturist know. And of course, bring your clotting factor and things like that. So people with hemophilia, just a little disclaimer. That being said, patients that are also on blood thinning medications, kind of the same thing. You need to let your acupuncturist know, but it doesn't mean that you can't do it. It just adds some extra caution into that session. Again, our acupuncturist is very, very skilled, has done this for 40 years, and will work with you. But it's important that you let them know the medications that you're on before your treatment. And then patients with active skin infections like MRSA and things like that. So if you do have the skin infection, obviously putting a needle into anything like that is not going to be safe for you or the practitioner. So if you do have an active skin infection, you are not a candidate for acupuncture until it heals. And then also, like I mentioned, if you're pregnant, you can have acupuncture, but you need to let the acupuncturist know. That way they know what areas to avoid and things like that. Like we said, acupuncture can be used for labor induction and treating breech babies. So definitely talk to your OBGYN. You can get a referral, but I would definitely use caution and just let your acupuncturist know. So that being said, I just want to thank you for tuning in to Weekday Wellness. This is going to be every Wednesday at 2 p.m. from now on for 2022. So we just created this program because there's a lot of information out there about alternative healing methods and acupuncture and things like that. And we wanted to bring the truth to patients so that they could find the healing modalities and hopefully get better quality of life. There's a lot of information out there on the internet, but I don't know if you guys know this, but not everything on the internet's true. But we have made sure that we're bringing you accurate information that has been vetted. I have experienced these things personally. All of our practitioners are trained. They actually have combined 150 years of experience, so they know what they're doing. And we really care about our patients, and we want to bring the services to this community that will help people improve their quality of life, because that's what true healthcare is being able to have quality of life, being able to be with your loved ones, being able to do the things that you want to do. That's healthcare. So again, I appreciate you tuning into Weekday Wellness. My name is Wynn, and if you want any more information on any of our services, check out our website at lotusblossomclinic.com. See you next Wednesday.